What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing another What If Civilization Started Over, episode 22. This is going to be a big one because there's going to be a world war. So let's get started. First, as you can see, I've done all the provinces for Europe, Asia, and Africa. So that will make for more interesting situations. But the first thing that's going to be happening is a breakaway right up here in this purple team. This purple team has been here for a long time. It's one of the first starting ones, but before it, this little blob used to be here. So I'm going to color that in as it slowly, swiftly takes out and half the purple team area and heads down towards a major city, encircling it. Then they slowly move out and take out the rest of the area, and eventually they're going to surrender. So let's see what that looks like. This will be what they get, and boom, there's another country added to the map. This country had been here for a long time, but in the first major war with Europe countries, Africa, it fell. But now it's here to stay. Next up, you might see that the red team's empire has been gone for a while now, but that might change in this episode. Now we're going to be heading over to the Americas. Americas don't have provinces yet, but that's okay. Now there's this new country, and its capital will be and its biggest major city will be promoted. This one right here. So now we have a new country on the map that stems from the empire over here. This Western African country. It's had its roots. Most of these countries over here, like this red one, this cyanist green one, right there. Yeah, that red one, this blue one, and now across the ocean on this maroon one. And now, time to get into the World War. First thing that's going to be happening is the brown team. Brown team over here in Asia. They want this land up here because they would like some of the major cities because it's very good land. It has lots of agricultural stuff. So they'll start pushing for the major cities and capturing it, taking the purple team over here off guard. Then they're going to make a spearhead right towards their capital. As they get close to it, they hit a brick wall, and then they form another spearhead and take out another one. And then they reach up here, try and take out another one, but end up going east and capturing all the land in between. Now they're slowly coming up, and at this point you can't really do anything, so they are forced to surrender over, and you'll see they're going to end up getting most of the land that they had come close to, but not all of it. They won't get, yeah, okay. And then this is the last province that they don't get. So yeah, they're bigger now. But this is going to start a little bit of a problem for them because this team branched out from way over here in Central Asia. All these countries came from the red team, and really like the red team, but they like the brown team worse. So now there's going to be a coalition forming here. There's going to be a coalition forming between the purple team up here, this purple team, the pink team, this pink team, the dark purple, and the normal purple. And now this is going to start some stuff because this used to be a puppet of the red team before they collapsed into these things. But they're still pretty big. And yeah, so, but they have all this, they want their land back. So they're going to side with the brown team here and make sort of an alliance. Meanwhile, down in Africa, they don't like the brown team, so they're going to declare war on brown and red. And they had been ready for this. They had their troops on the border and were slowly moving up. Just like this. They have been ready for this. But what they were not ready for is brown team making a push over here, trapping a bunch of people in a province. And as they work their way down, the blue team people finally arrive, freeing those people, but there's still a little bit of brown team here. Because this is, remember, this is blue team, dark blue team, and purple team. They're all working together to get rid of the red team and the brown team. Meanwhile, red team is starting to push back just a little bit over here. Not by much though. As the blue team, they try to take advantage of this little stray, going up it and capturing some more. But the red team pushes them back just a little bit. Eventually, most of their forces who are up here dealing with this red mess get there, and then they take over one of the major cities and trap the people over here, forcing them to surrender. The blue team finally takes that one back, but the red team is now stretching all the way up through the top. Meanwhile, the brown team forces have just arrived and have recaptured some of this area, with trapping another in one of the main forts over in that province, while pushing down into the provinces more. And now, so this has been going on for a while now, but now it's going to get even worse with the Europe mess. Europe has been not the best for a while. It's there's an alliance with these three, and then there's the Triangle Alliance. But the Triangle Alliance is going to be attacking these four countries who used to be an alliance but eventually broke apart. So then they start attacking now. So now they're attacking this orange team, and the brown team doesn't like that, so they're going to declare war on them. And then they start making their way up. And eventually, they capture a major city and go straight for the capital and end up taking the capital. So now the capital's gone. It's been it's been sieged. So the forces are kind of like crumbling, and they ended up surrendering. But Side team does not like this, and they immediately get all their forces there and just start pushing. Okay, well, we'll just color it in. So they have all of this. Oh, that's not right. Okay, so yeah, they have all this, and they're already starting to push forward more. This is when orange team gets back at it and starts pushing in on brown team, who had recently taken over this. They did not realize that this part was brown team, and now brown team's at war with them as well. Which also draws in the purple team over here to fight brown team as well. So now the purple team is also fighting them, and they're pushing back just a little bit because there were no forces up here. They were all dealing with the southern mess. And then all this is getting taken away, and they reach the major city and take it. And now Raggy forces are starting to pull back up, meaning the Cyan team can now take even more of this stuff. Okay. Boom. Now they've taken even more of their foreign partner, who is not existing anymore. And then they keep pushing up and capture another major city. Eventually, though, they've reached a bit of a stalemate with them, and the brown team forces push up and capture back a major city on the this union here, because this orange team is a union, and also pushing back and recapturing the major city. And now they can come at the orange team from the top, which just crumbles them. And now back over to Asia. Back down here, we have more mess with that war being over, but they're still fighting the blue team down here. And the blue team is going to call for help. And they get help. And the blue team and all their people are going to call for help because you can tell they're about to be doomed with, by this point, there's that much land that's been taken. And over here, the red team has done pretty impressive stuff and almost at their capital. So they're calling for help. And they're going to get help from the Chinese people over here. These three countries are in an alliance, the Long Rectangle Alliance. They're going to be coming to their aid. They're extremely rich and powerful countries, and one of them even borders them. And they were preparing to enter the war for a while now. So as they enter in, they quickly take control of a lot of this stuff and capturing a major city. And they keep pushing forward towards the capital. But soon the brown team troops get here, and they push them back even farther. So now they've been pushed back a little bit to about these provinces right here, and then they almost recaptured the city, but it's still under this team's control. Eventually, the forces from this team, the richest out of them all, come, and they immediately knock them back really far. They almost make it to the capital. And then more brown team forces start flooding in, relieving the blue team. I don't know why I said yellow. And they are able to take all of this back for them, and even take a little bit of what red team took from them back. Now, the red team has been extremely crippled for a long time. They've been out of money for a long time, but they're starting to run out of forces as well now, as brown team cannot help them because they're dealing with a massive war over here. But they eventually are able to take, there, I fixed it. And now they're starting to push back, but someone else is going to enter the war over back up here in Asia, this Russian country and its allies. They're going to start attacking the brown team, and eventually brown teams had too much at this point, and they're going to eventually make pushes back against them, but by this point it's been over for them for a long time now. There's no way they can get all their land back and be able to keep their normal land in the peace treaty, because there are currently 4 people at war with them. So eventually rebel groups start spawning out in one of the major cities and connect up with the Russian team. Yes, rebel groups. But they were just secretly just normal troops in disguise that were just inside the area at one of their military bases already. So they took this, and now the brown team knows it's over, and they eventually peace out with these teams. So that's the end of one of the major parts of the war. But not so fast, because the red team does not like this, and he's shaming them. So the war at this point is still going on. They continued the war. The peace treaty was never finished, and eventually the purple team's capital was took. And the peace treaty was almost achieved when the red team sends one of their boats and captures bits of the purple team. Now, purple team's drawn into this war from the red team's side. No clue what the red team's doing, but they're doing extremely well, taking all of this land for themselves and even another major city. And then eventually the peace treaty is formed over there, but red team's not done so the peace with the war, so the peace treaty can't be activated yet. As the brown team starts pushing their way through this territory, they kind of get through a stalemate. They can't really do anything. They're running out of forces too, and eventually they start losing power. Lots of it. They had to pull back forces by so much and lost the major city. Eventually, war with them is almost done, but the red team still wants to make it over here. So they convinced the brown team to, which stages a landing, and they also staged a landing in one of their major cities over here. And at this point, the blue team surrenders, and the peace treaty is drawn out. So let me just go back through all these changes. Okay. Blue team keeps all their land, most of it anyway, with the red team getting a lot of these provinces. And they're on the border with one of the major cities. So they get all of that. Whereas the blue team doesn't really, they don't really get anything. Now over here in Asia, this team, since brown team kind of lost, they're going to lose some land. Like this, but in other areas they gain land since they did so well. They gain all that land back, and they have a major city, so that's pretty good for them. And then over on this side the war has come to an end, and the blue team country is being brought back. That's still not right. Okay, why doesn't that, but they don't have all their land. As we can see, they used to own all the way up here, like all the way to Spanish territory, but now they don't own near as much. With all this being theirs. But they do lose. You know what? No. They gained this province. But this is the peace treaty down here, with brown team getting a lot out of it. Cyan team didn't really get anything, but we'll see what that happens. So, and since red team, they're losing their claim over here, but they are showing that they're still a dominant force, which is good now, and they reformed with the help of this brown team. They helped with the brown team over in Europe. They helped reform this orange team's government. And so that team's government is reformed. It's not the Union now, it's just one of the parts of the Union. The orangey red one in the Union. that's the only one that's left. The other one, the other government, like everybody got killed in the battle because they were afraid that the brown team troops wouldn't have mercy, so they tried to kill themselves. But eventually, brown team found this, and they went ahead and just came in and put them in an insane asylum. So that happened. And then up here, brown team did this, and they get all that land back. All that land back. What? Well, they get all of this land back. So now this is our new brown team. They're pretty gigantic. You know, this purple team lost their thing in battle, so they don't have a major city anymore. And since that they don't have a major city anymore, the red team was able to get some provinces out of it. Get these 2 low provinces out of it. They're pretty far away from home, but we'll see how this ends up playing out. So, these are the new borders for the world. May look a little bit different unless you watch some of the last episodes, so I would recommend going and watch the last episodes. Meanwhile, though, this colony right here is going to be breaking away and forming this. So this is their own colony, and they're already, well, this is their own, like they're independent now, and the Science team does not like this because they have so much land and colonies over here already. So they're going to send their people up, and they're gonna eventually turn them. They're like a puppet kind of now, but not really. That color looks better. Boom, boom. So there's that. So now this is a colony right here. Well, not colony. This is a independent nation up here. The science team does not like this, and they're afraid that their other colonies are going to fall, which, little do they know it, they will. But more on that next episode. Meanwhile, over here in Brown Team territory, way up here, Brown Team's going to get attacked right after the end of that war by this team, and they're going to slowly creep in, and Brown Team's like out of troops. They can't do anything, so they let them keep all of the land that they just took, which is better for them because it was about to break away. So they got all that land. So we'll see how it goes, but this is the new world map after the war. It's a lot different, so yeah, we'll see what happens next episode with even more after war stuff happening.